What if I told you there's now an airport that runs without a single drop of fuel and not a single connection to the power grid? Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it's real, and it's called Maxwell Aerodrome, the world's first airport to be completely powered by itself. No grid, no fuel, no carbon emissions, just brilliant engineering and clean, limitless energy. So, how does it work? And could this be the blueprint for the future of aviation? Let's dive in. Maxwell's vision was simple but revolutionary: build an airport that consumes zero external energy. To achieve this, the team integrated solar farms, wind turbines, and advanced energy storage systems into the very design of the facility. The runways? They double as solar harvesting strips. The control tower? It's powered by its own microgrid and supported by AI-based energy regulation. Every terminal, every light, every system, all powered by clean, on-site renewable energy. At the heart of Maxwell's airport is a zero-emission energy loop. First, solar panels soak up daytime power, enough to run the entire airport's operations while storing excess energy in next-gen solid-state batteries. Then, when the sun goes down, vertical wind turbines kick in, elegantly integrated into the architecture, spinning silently in harmony with the air traffic. A custom-built AI control system balances load and generation in real time, predicting energy usage based on weather, passenger traffic, and flight schedules. It's not just smart, it's self-aware infrastructure. Traditional airports are massive carbon emitters, relying on diesel, jet fuel, and national grids to stay functional. But Maxwell's model proves a radical idea. Airplane and airport can be off-grid. Recycling symbol, it can be carbon neutral. Battery, and it can be entirely self-reliant. Even the airport vehicles, from baggage carts to security fleets, are electric and powered by the facility's own energy. Governments and private aviation giants are watching closely. Maxwell's model is more than a green solution. It's a cost-efficient, scalable system that can reshape how we build infrastructure. Imagine every regional airport generating its own power. Imagine emergency airstrips in remote locations, fully operational without a grid. Maxwell didn't just build an airport, they redefined what an airport can be. In a world chasing sustainability, Maxwell may have just taken us one giant leap forward. A fuel-free, energy-independent airport that runs itself. What's next? Cities? Nations? Since unveiling the self-powered airport, Maxwell has sparked a global conversation. Governments are requesting blueprints. Energy companies are re-evaluating their roles. Even climate scientists are calling it a turning point in sustainable infrastructure. But Maxwell isn't stopping here. According to insiders, the company is already in talks to license its airport system to nations across Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East, regions where grid reliability is limited, but sunlight and wind are in abundance. In fact, early whispers suggest a second airport is already under construction in Kenya, designed to not only run on its own energy, but to generate surplus power for nearby communities. Here's where things get even more fascinating. Maxwell's innovation could flip the entire economic model of airports. Instead of draining city resources and pushing carbon emissions, airports could become clean energy hubs, selling electricity back to grid, powering nearby towns, or even charging electric aircraft in the near future. Imagine an airport that doesn't just serve passengers, but becomes a power station, an AI-regulated data hub, and a climate-positive facility. Maxwell's success hints at something even bigger. If a full-scale airport with thousands of moving parts can function independently from fossil fuels or external power, what's stopping us from building entire cities this way? The company's engineers have hinted that the same principles behind the airport, energy autonomy, AI grid balancing, and modular clean tech, could be used to develop smart cities from the ground up. These wouldn't just be energy efficient. They'd be self-regulating ecosystems, designed to power themselves, run by data, aligned with the planet. Maxwell's innovation isn't just about clean power. It's about disruption. Think about it. We relied on centralized power grids for over a century. But this airport proves that decentralized, intelligent, local systems can outmatch old models in reliability, efficiency, and cost. What if every infrastructure project, schools, hospitals, factories, could be built this way? What we're witnessing might be the beginning of a new design language for the 21st century, a blueprint for a world that doesn't just reduce its carbon footprint, but erases it. The impact was immediate. Within weeks of Maxwell's unveiling, global aviation giants, from Airbus to Boeing, began scrambling to align with the shift. European governments, already investing in clean transport, started pushing for airport decarbonization timelines. Meanwhile, Middle Eastern countries, long dependent on oil revenues, began exploring how they could pivot to energy innovation exports, using Maxwell's model as a guide. In India and Brazil, local engineers are reportedly reverse engineering modular self-powered systems, hoping to leapfrog into a new generation of airport infrastructure. It's not just a race to innovate, it's a race to stay relevant. But the most dramatic response came from China. Known for rapid infrastructure scaling and aggressive energy transitions, China saw Maxwell's airport not as a threat, but as a challenge to master. Just 2 months after Maxwell's announcement, China revealed plans for a fully autonomous solar-powered aviation hub near Chengdu. Rumors say they've already acquired AI systems from Maxwell's European partners. And in typical fashion, they've promised completion in under 18 months. Whether it's competition or quiet collaboration, one thing is clear. The age of grid-free aviation has begun, and it's going to be global. The beauty of Maxwell's idea isn't just the technology, it's the philosophy behind it. For decades, infrastructure has been built to solve problems after they appear. Power shortages, emissions, congestion. But Maxwell's airport was built differently. It was designed not to need those resources in the first place. That mindset, proactive, not reactive, is what sets this innovation apart. It reminds us that true progress doesn't just come from better parts. It comes from asking better questions. For Maxwell, the airport was never the finish line. It was just a prototype. In an exclusive press briefing, the company unveiled its next mission, a fully self-sustaining industrial park, powered by the same autonomous clean energy principles. Think about that. Not just runways and terminals, but entire clusters of factories, data centers, and logistics hubs, all running without touching the grid. They're calling it Project Ether, and it's already under construction on a 2,000-acre stretch in northern Australia. What's remarkable isn't just the size, it's the intent. To build a place where manufacturing, computing, and energy aren't just integrated, they're symbiotic. But back at the original Maxwell Airport, something even more powerful is emerging. It's becoming a community nucleus, not just an airport, but a regional energy and innovation hub. Satellite towns are forming around the airport, where homes are being designed with the same self-powering systems. Local universities are integrating Maxwell's AI-based energy grid into their research labs. Small businesses are popping up, EV charging stations, drone logistics services, even agri-tech farms powered by airport surplus energy. Maxwell's airport is no longer just a gateway to the sky. It's a living engine, breathing life into a sustainable future. One of the most profound shifts Maxwell has created isn't technological, it's political. By proving that airports and soon cities can generate and manage their own power, they've challenged one of the most central ideas of modern governance, that energy must be centralized. What happens when small towns no longer rely on far-off power plants? When communities can generate, store, and distribute their own electricity, governed not by monopolies, but by code, this is more than innovation. It's the democratization of energy, and it's coming faster than most are prepared for. In just 1 year, a single airport turned into a revolution. Maxwell didn't just build a place for planes to land. They built a vision of what infrastructure could become when technology, sustainability, and imagination work together. Now the world is watching. Some countries are moving fast to adopt this new model. Others hesitate, bound by old contracts, older thinking. But one thing is clear, the blueprint exists. A fuel-free, off-grid future is no longer theory. It's operational, profitable, and thriving. Maxwell showed us that airports, and maybe entire civilizations, can run not on fuel but on foresight. The next chapter? That's for all of us to write. The future doesn't wait. Subscribe to stay ahead. Thumbs up like bell subscribe, mobile phone with AeroShare.